Okay, welcome. This is a Udemy course, copyrighted 2013, Jason Scott, Young Entrepreneur Society School of Business, Spring 2014. So this is Unit 1, and Unit 1 is labeled, What is Entrepreneurship? So first, we need to talk about what an actual entrepreneur is. By book definition, it is a person who starts a business and is willing to risk and lose in order to make money. So when you think about it, an entrepreneur is like a gambler, a person that gambles, and as you know, if you are willing to gamble, you are expecting to get a gain out of it. So that's all. Next, we are going to go to the 4 building blocks of what I like to call the 4 building blocks of entrepreneurship. So, block number 1 is marketing. So, marketing is about how you make a connection with the customer, and it's all about the appearance. So, first, let's talk about the appearance, since I just said the appearance. The appearance is how it comes across with the customer or the audience. Does it look good? Does it look professional? Or does it look like laid back? What is the audience? What is the connection? Which moves on to my next point, connection. What's the point of this? What connection are you driving to the customer? So these are just some things that you need to know in the block of marketing. And then the third is explanation. So the customer or audience is supposed to be able to immediately get it. So that's why marketing is essentially very difficult, because it's society as today is so immune to advertisement, pop-ups, and so when we see these things, we just immediately close out of them because we've been so soaked in these. And so it's difficult for us to actually explain through marketing. On to block number 2, planning. So with planning in your business, you need to have organization. You need to have set organization. You need to have things that are due and due by. So everything needs to be in order. Next point is set goals. So you have to know what your goals are, when you want to accomplish them, and think through it. The third point is completion. Never start something else without completing what you have started. And if you turn around and you keep doing this and you go from one idea to the next business idea and you say, well, let me go back to this idea, and you'll find that you'll never complete anything. It'll just be a waste of your time, and it's not worth anything. On to block number 3, which is business plan. So the business plan is essential because it talks about your goals, it talks about your set vision, the budget, the outlook, and the overview. So the goals, which is like I just said, is your goals. So you want to have something to look forward to. You want to have a point where you say, yes, I accomplished this. So now I know if I accomplish this, I can accomplish something else that's higher that I have set. The next point is a set vision, which is sort of like goals but differ in few points. For example, your vision is like your plan. It is what you see your business as a whole as. Then you have your budget, which is a part of the business plan, and this talks about the money, this talks about the expenses, and we'll get more into the business plan in depth in Unit 3, which is labeled Business Plan, and I will show you step by step how to actually create your business plan in 3 different ways. The next point is the outlook. So what do you see your business in the future? That is the outlook, and that is basically the definition of an outlook. The final point is the overview. So overall, tell me about your business. Tell us about your business. And the point of a business plan essentially is to give a really good description of your business, the future of your business, and you want investors, if you need investors, if you want investors, you want investors to see your business, how organized it is, what is going to go on in the future, how is there a profit for the investors to earn. That is what the business plan was made for, essentially. The fourth block is the actual business. So you need to know, what is the business? Are you selling a product or a service? What's going to be the price? What about the people? Who are you selling to? And what's the production cost? What is it going to take? Who do you have to partner up with? Is it going to be a sole business, or is it going to be a partnership? Which kind of business is it? So that is it with the blocks. And next we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial perspective. So the concepts is skill, investment, organization, delegation, and risks, rewards. So the skill is what are you good at? So it's the perspective of knowing what you're good at, and following through with what you're good at. You're not going to go to something you're horrible at and expect to do much better than you know you're not going to do, because it doesn't make any sense. You're not good at it, so of course you're going to try at it, but you're not going to go in and expecting to get at like a expert level, because you know you're not good at it, so you have to work at it. So know what you're good at and work on that. And then you can go back and work on something you're not as good at and improve on it. Then is the investment. How much time are you investing into yourself, your business, and entrepreneurship? What are you investing? Are you investing your life? Are you investing your time? Are you investing your management? You need to know and set aside a specific amount of time, a specific amount of things that you know you can't go over, because it will be affecting something else. So it all goes back to organization. You need to have set goals, set plans, and organized mindset. You need to be organized. I just explained organization and delegation. So next we're going to go to risk rewards. So this is the fear part of entrepreneurship. It's about the risk that you're taking. There's a percent of so many businesses that start each year will fail or close. I don't know what the percent is, but so many businesses will fail or close because they didn't have the structure. They did not have the organization. But the big concept of entrepreneurship is that risk that you are taking in order to know if you are to succeed or to fail. Next, we're going to talk about the advantages of entrepreneurship. 1, you get excitement. 2, you get rules and regulations. You can become original. It's called originality, if you didn't know. There's competition. There's independence. You can work by yourself. I'm a person that enjoys working by myself because I feel that I can get more done without someone asking me so many questions. The salary potential, the flexibility with the hours and anything, the freedom that you have. So the excitement comes from when you are actually making money. So when you start your business in this course and you get to see how business is supposed to be, and you're actually making money and you can see it come into your bank account, you're going to be like, wow, what is going on? Why didn't I do this sooner? So it's pretty exciting. And then comes with originality. You get to create your own product. You get to create your own service. You get to use your mind that you have and come up with something. You can do anything. And the competition is the best part to me because I love competition. I just dominate everything that I do. At least I try to. And if anything gets in my way, I have the mindset of saying, you know what, I am going to blow out anything. So throw anything at me. I'm blowing it out the water. It doesn't even matter. So it's pretty exciting when you have something in your way and you just want to prove that you are better than them and better than anything that can come your way. And when they say no, you're not, and you actually show them that you are, they'll just say, wow. And the next one is the independence. You can work with yourself. You can work by yourself. When I'm working in the group project, people are always asking me, "Well, why are you doing it that way? I think you should do it that way." It's one thing to take in someone else's ideas, but it's another thing to actually work by yourself and come up with own ideas, which you can do by yourself first, and then you can connect with someone else and improve your idea or your business. And then there's the freedom. You can, like, it relates a lot to the originality. You can do anything you want. Of course, government has some restrictions, but basically anything you want to do in the business world. It's endless opportunities. Next is the nature and development of entrepreneurship. So, here are some things that a lot of U.S. citizens need to develop on: management skills, high achievement, decision making skills, and self motivation. So, management skills is, how are you dealing with people? Are you yelling at them to get what you want? Or are you talking to them like normal human beings? Sometimes having a management position, people feel that humans are like robots, and as soon as they say something, they expect it to be done. But it doesn't necessarily work like that, because humans make mistakes and humans are not perfect. So it all comes down to, how do you treat people? How do you control the environment? How do you control the conflict? And what are you going to do about it? So we all need to gain management skills. We all need to know how to manage ourselves before we can manage someone else. Then the next is high achievement, which is kind of related to self-motivation. High achievement is knowing how high you can go and setting that bar. So if you're playing a basketball game and you know you want to be like LeBron James, of course, if it's your first time playing a basketball game, you're not going to be like LeBron James. You're going to set that bar of high achievement up there, but there's going to be some key points, there's going to be some achievements that you have to earn to go up there, up at that level. For example, you're going to have to know how to shoot a 3-point. You're going to know how to guard. You have to go through benchmarks. You have to go through things to know how to get there at that point. The next is decision-making skills. Many people think about something too much and then they back out of it. Stop thinking and actually do. I had a problem with thinking too much, way too much over some things, and found myself backing out of it because I thought it was a horrible idea. But then when I turn on the TV, there's an advertisement of my idea a year later making hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I took the time. It was my fault because I took the time and I continued to think about it over. I made the business plan and it didn't work out. It was just too much. So I would say, stop the thinking. Well, you have to think. Stop necessarily thinking, overthinking, and actually put the plan into action. Actually do something about it. Then final and foremost is self-motivation. You need to have self-motivation. You can't depend on others to tell you, to lift you up and tell you to go forward, don't quit. You have to do this by yourself. It should be in your mind that you need to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and show the world that you can do something. The next is a dynamic role of small business and in a economic development. So one is the support. Without small business, there is no economy. Because every company, every business had to start as a small business in order to get where they are today. If you take Coca-Cola, they had to start in the basement, or I forgot, I think it's a pharmacy. They had to start in a pharmacy. That could be labeled as a small business because they started small and they gained their way up to a Fortune 500 or whatever company. So, small business is like the essential backbone to the economy. It's the structure, it's the support. It's supporting today's economy today. Next is innovation and entrepreneurship. So, entrepreneurship in business is evolving tremendously. When we have new ideas and new fashions and anything that is new, it comes from entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is all about creating new things, setting key goals, key points. It's about innovation. It's about the evolution of business. Then it's the connection. The connection between innovation and entrepreneurship is like the evolution of business, because they both cohere one way or another. They connect with each other, because innovation is born out of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is that spirit that leads someone to innovation to create something new. Entrepreneurs are always taking something bad or worse or good and turning it to something better, because it's in their mind, it's in them to create something. It's in them to find something so small in particular that's horrible and change it to something better that a consumer can use and sell it. Next is business communication. Oops. Okay, so business communication. Written communication is the most effective. I'll say it again. Written communication is the most effective. I would write that down. I would take notes on this. Written communication is the most effective. Think about it. Let's say you're a CEO of a company called Apple. Apple Incorporated makes computers. Let's just say you are the CEO. You go through thousands and hundreds of emails every day. You finalize so many things every day. But when you get a spark, you get a handwritten letter or note from a consumer telling you how great the company is and telling you how great she thinks that you are doing, and she's been keeping up with the press, that is going to be something to brighten your day. That is going to be something that you take the time out of your busy life to pay attention to. Next is the presentation. It's all about the presentation. When you're presenting something, you don't want to be more complex. You want to be more simple, because not everyone is going to get what you're saying, and you have to understand that the point of a presentation is to present your key idea and get your point across. That is the key, that is the essential point of a presentation. Next is having confidence. If you don't have confidence of what you're writing, what you're presenting, what you're saying, it is worthless to the person, because believe it or not, people can tell if you are confident or not, especially in the business world. Business is like a shark tank, and if you are a piece of shrimp, you will get eaten alive. Next, we're going to talk about the spirit of an entrepreneur. So here are the three things that I think make up an entrepreneur. It's the passion, the dedication, and the ambition. The passion is, what are you passionate about? If you know that you are passionate about food, you need to start somewhere where you create a online website and you sell sauces and you sell ketchup and you sell your own gourmet food. If you are passionate about something, that is the thing that is going to drive you to learn more and gain more knowledge of something. So I would start there. Next is the dedication. If you are dedicated to entrepreneurship, you need to start where you are, and it also relates to passion. The ambition, be unstoppable. Let nothing in your way stop you. Next are the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Desire to become an expert, constant flow of ideas, and open-mindedness. You want to be the best you can be, and you are always looking for something to improve on or to improve in. The constant flow of ideas comes naturally to me, but some people it doesn't. It's the evolution of business. Like, again, ideas flow out of people's heads, but most people don't pay attention to them, and they probably don't know that they're an entrepreneur, but they actually are. It's the flow of ideas that you gain when you're doing the most weird stuff. You don't even have to think about it, and you are constantly coming up with ideas. You are open-mindedness. You take ideas from everything and you create something bigger, better, and more user friendly, I could say. And lastly, you have an Entrepreneurship Unit 1 test. Review, review, review. And remember, these tests are meant to be hard because anyone can go take the test and also look at the notes. Although I don't advise you to, because it's a waste of your time because you're not actually learning anything. So again, review, review, review. And I will see you in the next unit. Thank you. This has been a Yes Message, and this is Jason Scott. Once again, please sign up for the course on Udemy.